The fundamental processes of accounting involve the creation of original records, classifying and totaling them. These fundamentals are the same today as they have always been, but the steady increase in the tempo of commerce has resulted in demands for speedier methods than those which sufficed in the past. This insistent demand can be met by the PARS punched card accounting system, which not only results in a very great speeding up of the tempo of the work handled, but ensures a standard of accuracy impossible of achievement by older methods, a fact of basic importance. This extremely flexible system is used for all accounting purposes. As a simple illustration, sales analysis will be referred to in this film. The PARS punched card system makes use of standard-sized cards in which holes are punched representing words and figures. The PARS automatic key punch, aptly named the Rolls-Royce of punching machines, is almost universally employed in PARS installations. It is really the master machine of the range, because on the key punch, the original written material is translated into holes punched in the appropriate positions on the standard-sized cards which constitute the basis of all subsequent operations in the system. Everything except the depression of the keys is fully automatic. The keys are fingered in a manner similar to that of the touch system in typing, and the normal operator should be able to maintain an average speed of 12,000 key depressions per hour with a high standard of accuracy. The method of operation is simple. A pack of blank cards is placed in the magazine in front of the machine, and the first card is fed into the operating position. The card is fully visible, so that information written on a dual-purpose card can be seen by the operator. The correct punch for each column is set up by hitting the appropriate key. If two figures must be punched in one column, as in alphabetical punching, two keys are hit together. The pointer indicates the exact position of the carriage as it moves after each keystroke. Keystrokes only set up the punch, but do not perforate the card. Striking key 5, for example, due to the operator misreading the figure on the invoice, which is obviously 8, can therefore be erased by the operator backspacing and correcting the error immediately. When the card is complete, the appropriate key is struck, and the following simultaneous operations occur. The carriage returns to column 1, the previous punched card is ejected, the working card enters the machine and is punched. This cycle of operations takes place each time a card is completed. An important advantage of the PARS automatic key punch is the facility provided for gang punching. Simply setting up the necessary information in the machine once, by depressing the appropriate gang punch levers and setting the skips, enables the operator to skip these columns for the succeeding cards, but the machine itself automatically punches this skipped information into them. This is most useful in many kinds of work, for example in sales analysis, where the same salesman's code number may be required to be punched into hundreds of cards. Thus, it is possible, when required, to run off many copies of the same card. After punching the cards, their accuracy must of course be checked, because if they contain any mistakes, all subsequent results will be wrong. Verification is achieved by using a second operator to re-punch the cards in the same machine, having first altered the master control from punch to verify. This second punching operation merely repeats the original process. The alteration in the setting of the machine from punch to verify, however, causes the cards to feed to an offset punching position. Consequently, if the two punchings are identical, that is, if there are no mistakes, the second punching turns the original round hole into an oval one. Errors are distinguished by the presence of round and not oval holes, and while it would be tedious to locate such errors visually, the PARS automatic verifier does the work at the rate of 200 cards a minute. The punched cards are inserted in one magazine, and a pack of distinctively colored cards are placed in the other one at the opposite side of the machine. When the machine is set in motion, the punched cards are fed into a central pocket, and whenever a round hole is sensed, a colored card from the other pack is automatically inserted. At the end of the run, the pack is examined for errors. These are distinguished by round holes as opposed to the correct oval holes. The necessary corrections are very quickly made, and the whole process, which would have taken hours by hand, is completed automatically in as many minutes. When speed is not essential, the simpler but slower PARS hand punch may be used. The results are similar, but the process is different. The cards must be inserted singly, by hand, and when in the punching position are invisible, making dual-purpose cards impracticable. Also, since each depression of the key actually perforates the card, any mistake necessitates a new card. For these reasons, the hand punch is usually employed only when a restricted volume of work has to be handled. A companion hand-operated machine, the hand verifier, is also available for verification purposes. It does not perforate the card, but at each keystroke it senses the entire column concerned, and when it discovers any discrepancy, the machine blocks. The verifying operator removes the card after noting its position in the machine, and compares the punching in the card with the corresponding figure on the invoice. This indicates where the mistake occurred. Incidentally, the risk of verification being omitted is eliminated by a mark which is automatically made on the back of all cards which have been through the machine. Having produced correctly punched cards for every invoice, they must now be arranged for tabulating the desired information. In this case, an analysis by a salesman. This is achieved by passing them through the PARS automatic sorter, which can sort cards quicker than the eye can follow. The first procedure is to set the sensing pins over the unit column of the salesman's code number, that is, over column 20. When the starting lever is pressed, the cards pass through the machine and are deposited in numbered boxes corresponding with the positions of the holes in the columns, at the rate of 400 a minute. Sensing pins descend on each card in turn, and where one passes through a hole, it operates a mechanism which actuates the timing gear of the corresponding receiving box, so that it opens at the correct instant. Counters can be fitted where necessary to record the number of cards sorted. The cards are now collected in batches, commencing with the lowest numeral. Each box only contains cards punched in the position corresponding to the number on the box. In this case, number 9. The cards must now be resorted according to the tens column of the salesman's code number. That is, on column 19. On completion of this process, the whole pack will be in strict numerical sequence of salesman's numbers. A similar procedure will of course be followed in order to sort the cards into groups of customers, commodities, areas, and so forth. The cards, naturally, are passed through the sorter as many times as there are digits in the particular code number being sorted.